Hey loves, welcome back to Vitamin D TV. I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on improving your Spanish the best ways that you can possibly be doing them, okay? So, jumping right into it, the first tip I can give you is you guys need to be using a language learning app daily to practice, okay? What language learning app am I talking about? You guys have a couple options, but the main one that I use, the only one that I'm using now at this point, is Duolingo, okay? I am not getting paid by them to recommend them or anything like that. I'm just speaking my personal truth. I have gotten fluent in Portuguese and Spanish and gotten far in French because I've been using Duolingo from 0 to whatever percentage in the foreign language it is that I'm in right now, okay? With Spanish, I got fluent with Duolingo. With Portuguese, I'm not going to say I'm fluent, but I'm advanced because of Duolingo. With Duolingo, you're learning new vocabulary, you're starting with baby steps and working your way up, which is what I also really like. They're also helping you with building sentences and thinking in the foreign language. Because I get a lot of times people saying, oh, I can understand it, but I can't respond. I don't know how to say anything back to them, or I can only say a couple words here and there. If that is you, use Duolingo. And when I say use Duolingo, you need to be practicing from 50 to 100 experience points daily, okay? That goes from anywhere to 20 to 30 minutes of practice every single day, guys. Of course, you don't have to start with 50 or 100 XP. That's just the best recommendation I can give you guys. But either way, you need to be using a language learning app daily to practice. And I like to practice my languages early in the morning because once I get into the groove of everything else and it's already late, and once the day goes on, you're less likely to want to practice. So I like to practice with my language learning app Duolingo first thing in the morning, okay? That is number one. That is key. You guys need to be practicing in the morning using an app. Okay, if it's not Duolingo, use Memrise or Babbel. Those are the other two apps that I would recommend. So, number two, you guys need to be absorbing Spanish content, okay? If you're not seeing Spanish on your social media, if you're not watching a show in Spanish on Netflix every single day, if you're not listening to Spanish music, whether it's bachata, reggaeton, lo que sea, you're not going to be progressing very quickly because you're not even thinking about the language, let alone practicing it. But if you're seeing it every day, if you're immersing yourself like you're supposed to be doing every single day in the language, then you're actually going to be practicing more every single day as you're supposed to be doing. So absorb the language. That's the best tip I can give you guys when it comes to learning and getting good consistently. If you're not absorbing the language at all, your pronunciation is going to suck, okay? Like, I know when people have been practicing and when they haven't been practicing. And when you're absorbing the content after you've used Duolingo and practiced your language learning app, you're going to notice the two working together. When I was watching my shows, my novellas, after practicing my Spanish with Duolingo, I would see some of the words that I had just learned on the screen as I'm watching the subtitles in Spanish. Okay? That's why these two are so important to use together. They work together. You practice and you get introduced to the words and you learn how they are used or whatever with the app that you're practicing with, and then you see it used live or lo que sea in Spanish when you're seeing the content and you're seeing native speakers actually using it. Okay, so absorb content, listen to the music, whether you're translating it or what or not. Watch the TV shows. You can use English subtitles, you can use Spanish subtitles, whatever works for you. I would say start in English subtitles and then work your way up to Spanish subtitles until you don't need any subtitles anymore at all. And then you want to be following people in Spanish who you like. Like, follow comedians who make you laugh. Like, it's so much out there. It's so much Spanish content out there. It's ridiculous. That's why you guys need to be absorbing it. I can't say that about Cherokee or Hawaiian. No offense to those people or to the to those who speak that language. But when it comes to Spanish, Spanish is everywhere. It's everywhere. So take advantage of it. All right. Next up, this next tip is so obvious, but it's like one of the best tips I can give you because it's so important. It's vital. Okay. You have to actually do this tip because when I say it, you guys are gonna be like, duh, that's like a given. But no, like, y'all really need to actually be doing this to get where you want to be. Tip number 3, speak with native speakers. Okay, I know for a lot of you that can be very nerve-wracking. Just saying gracias to the driver who just brought you your food can be nerve-wracking to some of y'all. But y'all got to learn how to start getting out of your comfort zones, okay? You got to learn how to start getting out of your comfort zones. When I was practicing Spanish, I was practicing at work. And in New Jersey, there are a lot of Latinos. I was born in a Latino town in New Jersey. That's how I know what I'm talking about here. And when I was working at the mall, we would have a lot of Spanish speakers there. People who were actually from my town and people who were from another country but were still Spanish, okay? Practice speaking with them, okay? Like, I had to practice with phrases because I was working in retail. So I will look up words like, I will look up phrases like, what size you're looking for, where are you from, do you like this? Where is the fitting room? The fitting room is here, etc., etc. Like, I would learn phrases. So to get more comfortable, I would practice speaking said phrases before I would get to the native speaker. But once I got to them and I knew what they wanted and how I could respond, oh, it was game over. I was talking to them and that's it. Like, some of those experiences were pretty embarrassing. Some of those experiences were very rewarding. But either way, I was doing it. I was getting used to it. I was getting out of my comfort zone to do so. And it was altogether a learning experience. So you guys don't have to start by getting a job and speaking Spanish right away. That's not what I'm saying. But start by learning phrases, how to say it really good, how to say the phrases really good. But start by learning phrases and then use those phrases, okay? So if you're not going to start by working in an environment where you would speak Spanish, you can start by ordering food in Spanish. When you go into the store or when you're talking on the phone, speak Spanish then. It's not going to be a long conversation, I promise you. Like, use Spanish when it's quick, easy, and convenient until you can push yourself to start having longer conversations with people. But either way, do what you can do to start speaking to native speakers. Even if you're just finding a teacher to practice with or a friend who you know is Latino and they can speak with you. Like, just find somebody who you can speak with every single day, because that is going to give you a huge boost in your self-esteem and your confidence, as well as in the skill itself, okay? So, next up, you guys also may want to take this into consideration. Start journaling, okay? When you start journaling in another language, one, it's like, if you're living in an environment where nobody speaks the language that you're learning, that can be like a safe haven for you, okay? I'm going to write out my feelings and I don't got to worry about the person coming in my room and reading my information or what I was talking about because they don't speak the language anyway. Okay, another thing with journaling, you also notice where you need to learn more vocabulary. You're writing down your train of thought or whatever, and then you realize, I don't know how to say this word in Spanish. I don't know how to say this phrase. I don't know how to do this in Spanish or whatever. And then you learn what vocabulary you need to learn, okay? Instead of just feeling like you're picking up random vocabulary. So that's another huge key. Last but not least, you guys who are at a more advanced level, I would say, you want to start tutoring people in Spanish, even if it's not like a paid thing, just helping someone else learn the language. When you start teaching a language that you had to learn yourself, that's a whole different level of teaching yourself, okay? And that's with anything. If you can't teach a skill that you have learned, that you've picked up, then you haven't learned it well enough yet. Become so good at your new skill, even if it's not a language. Become so good at said skill that you're trying to master that you can teach someone else to do it, that you can duplicate it. Once you can do that, that's when you know you're good. That's when you know that you know this language or that you know this skill, okay? So those are my tips that I can give you guys. Even if you don't try all of them right away, the ones that you feel most comfortable working with, do them every single day and look up a year from now and see how far you've gotten. But preferably use all of these tips every single day, okay? But let me know how it goes. Leave your comments in the description. I said in the description. Leave your comments below and let me know what you guys think. And if you've already been practicing these tips, leave your stories below so I can see how it's been going for you and I'll respond. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.